Alright guys, Ben, 406 Garage, here with another episode of Truck Stories. You guys remember we rescued this one not too long ago. This is a 71 1210 camper special. Original paint, original interior. I gotta talk at the camera, not the other way, because then you guys can't hear me. Sorry. Okay, so this was a one family owned truck, and the story of this truck is really cool. So the gentleman that ordered this, I spoke to his son, so pretty close tie. The gentleman that ordered this truck, he ordered it brand new out of Junction City, Oregon. He checked all the boxes. There I go again. Will you guys please tell me to stop turning around? The microphone's over here. I don't have a lapel mic. YouTube, I'm still new at this. Anyway, okay, so he ordered this truck brand new and he ordered every option. Wood paneling, camper special, bucket seats, console, power steering, power brakes, AC, automatic. He had the dealer install the Warren winch bumper and the Warren 8274 style winch on there. I think it's an 82. Yeah, I was making sure it wasn't the Belden winch. So you guys that have been around those a long time, you know the Belden was the predecessor to the 8274. Okay, so that is the 8274. Just keep turning around. Sooner or later I'm going to figure out how to do this, you guys. I swear I'll figure this out. Alright, so factory red interior, camper special. So it's got overloads, it's got the tranny cooler, it's got the power steering cooler, it's got everything. Dana 44 front, Dana 60 rear, limited slip in the rear. It's got it all. I mean, it literally does. It's awesome. So he ordered this in Junction City. Now that year in 1971, and you can look it up because I did, and the son was right, there was a train strike, like a railroad strike. So getting these trucks to the dealership from the manufacturer back in the East Coast where they were made, you know, Ohio, Indiana, all stuff like that, was really difficult because the railroad was on a bunch of strikes. Now, he had waited like 4 or 5, I think he told me almost 6 months for this truck. So he'd drive by the dealership periodically and he'd check in and be like, hey, where's my truck? You know, have you guys heard anything? I mean, do you know? And they're like, oh, it's coming, you know, the railroad strike, it's going to be a while. Well, anyway, he drives by one day. And if you guys remember the like old dealerships and stuff like that, they still do it nowadays. They had those steel kind of racks that they put out on the front line of the dealership, so you could drive the truck up and it would sit up higher, you know, up so you could see it from the road, right? And so he drives by one day after work. He's just cruising by, and here's his truck on the ramp. And he goes in and he's like, oh, you guys are never going to believe this. Hang on. Stop. I got to stop. Watch this. Can you see this dog and this deer right here? Look at this. This is the funniest thing you'll ever see. They're friends. Oh, there's the baby deers over there. Yeah, watch this. Okay, sorry. This is like a squirrel moment, you guys. Oh, the two babies are over there. Can you see them? Now the mom's going to go protect them. Lucy, you be nice. Alright, so back to what I was talking about. Sorry. Squirrel. Anyway. So this truck was sitting up on the ramp, right? He drives by and he's like, that's my truck! What the... You know, I'll let you guys fill in the blank. Alright, we'll set the tripod up here. Hang on. Maybe. Alright. You guys are getting all the stuff tonight. Okay, so he goes in the dealership and he's like, hey, that's my truck. That's the one I ordered. That's the color. That's the winch. That's the wood grain. Da-da-da. Why are you guys putting my truck on the front for sale? And more importantly, why didn't you call me to tell me my truck is here that I ordered from you guys? And the manager comes out and he's just like, oh my gosh, I'm sorry. We were just, you know, sales have been a little slow lately, and this truck looks really cool. It's high options, so we wanted it up front to just, you know, kind of bring people in. And it did. Obviously, they sold some trucks. He's like, we're not going to sell it. We're not going to sell it. You know, whatever. You know, it's fine. So anyway, he did the paperwork that day, gave him his money, did all the stuff he needed to do, title, plates, everything like that, and out of there, right? Took the truck home. Super excited. Fast forward to the 90s. And I think, I'll have to look at the plate. I think it was like 1993 or 1995. He passed away. And the truck got parked in the barn. And the son, now son, who's close to my age, was the caretaker of the truck for the rest of its life. But it was put away for a long time because it was Dad's truck. And it was Dad's memory, and Dad bought it. But they never sold it. So it sat from like 93 or 95 until, I think he told me 2010 or 2012. And then he finally went in there and he's like, all right, let's, you know, plugs, wires, cap rotor, flush the radiator, new battery, rebuild the carburetor, new fuel pump, flush the tanks, do the brakes, put tires on it. And he did, and he drove it on the farm to and from town, went to the hardware store. He said he hauled hay in it a couple times, but you know, nothing, no major mileage, but he did drive it multiple times a year for about 10 years. And then they sold the farm. So now he's got it at his house. He lives in the suburbs, he lives in a residential area, and he doesn't drive it at all. So basically, he just, you know, decided that he would sell it and want to pass it on to somebody who would use it. Hadn't run in a few years, not a bunch, but only a few years, probably like 3 or 4 years. And you know, basically he was like, I want this to go to a good home. I want it to, you know, live life on as if my dad had used it, and I hope somebody loves it, and I hope that you guys can find somebody that will love it. So that's, you know, that's why he contacted us, you know, kinda. There's more to the story. The rest of that story is a guy bought it before us, and he was the guy that was going to do all this great stuff. But that guy races drag race cars, he's got gassers, he's got Broncos, he's got Jeeps, he's got all kinds of stuff. He thought it'd be really cool to take this truck and restore it and tow one of his old vintage dragsters or gassers to the racetrack. You know, put like an Alaskan camper on it or something like that. But he's really a Ford guy, like Mustangs and pickups and stuff like that. So his wife found another truck that she was in love with that had originally belonged to her uncle, and she bought it herself, brought it home, and said, I want to do this truck. It's a Ford, it was my uncle's. This truck is really, really cool, but it doesn't fit what we do, basically. So he, actually his son, called me and said, here's the story, and proceeded to tell me the whole story about the truck and the son and the father and the whole deal, and said, you guys need to come rescue this truck, and you need to find it a new home because we're going to build this Ford truck for my wife. I was like, cool. So I went and bought the truck. I got most of the story from him, but when I posted one picture on Instagram, here's the power of the internet, the son called me and we had a really nice conversation, long conversation, and he'll probably see this video. I'm not going to mention his name because it doesn't matter. But he called me and he basically reaffirmed that whole story to me and then filled in all the details and stuff like that. Great guy. He was very excited that we ended up with it because he knows that we'll either restore it or we'll get it to the person that will love it. Now, what's the future of this truck? I already sold it. And I sold it to a very good friend of mine who is my engine builder. You guys know that we do a lot of work here, and we do a lot of mechanicals, and we do a lot of, you know, preservation work. But I have a guy that is my engine builder who's been building engines forever, and he's an international harvester guy like us. And he's amazing. He'll be here tomorrow, and I'm going to try and do an interview with him so you guys can meet him because he's a great guy. He's just a great guy, and his knowledge is off the charts. So, you know, you guys wonder how we pick up some of our knowledge. It's meeting people like that. So he purchased the truck from us. He is going to do a full restoration on it. I don't know if he's going to paint it or not, but he's going to redo the interior, and he's going to tear all the mechanicals down, and it will have all new factory motor rebuild, factory transmission rebuild, factory transfer case rebuild, new drive lines, rebuild the axles, new tires, sandblast powder coat the wheels, rebuild the winch. I mean, it's going to be awesome. And we will show you guys that in a video in the future. Now, he'll be here tomorrow, so hopefully I'll get to interview him. I'm going to show you guys a couple more features on this truck real quick. I'm going to pick up the camera and whatever. But I hope you like this truck story. These are the ones that I just love, because we got the original license plate frames, the original license plate, the line set ticket, the build sheet, all the dealer paperwork, all the owner's manuals, the service manual, the warranty card. Everything from that guy's father is still with the truck. For me, the story of the truck is the soul of the truck. And if you lose the story, or you lose the paperwork, or you lose that, you're losing part of the soul of the truck or the car, whatever it is that you're doing. So for me, it's great, and I hope it's great for you guys too. All right, I'm going to show you some more features here real quick. All right, so here's a couple of the features. So the 71 is the honeycomb grill, 1 year only. One tiny little mark right there, that's it. There's the Warren winch. And you can tell if you look at this, this is day one stuff. This is, you know, this hasn't been changed, okay? And then you can see under here, here's all the cable controls that go into the cab. I'll show you guys that too for the Warren winch. There's your tranny cooler, there's your power steering cooler. Has been swapped to an Edelbrock carburetor. That's not correct, but I'm sure that Doug, my engine builder, he will change that. But I mean, you guys can see like all the original stickers, a little bit of surface rust on the battery box, but the hood hinges, the inner fenders are good, all the firewall and everything underneath the hood. Still got the chalk marks right there from when it was built. See that side too, that piece of trim is inside. All the original hubcaps, all the original wheels. The wood grain is faded. This is a vinyl application. You guys have seen us do on a couple of the Travelodge. You can get new with this, so this will get replaced. Inside, see, I was telling you guys, Junction City, Oregon, right there. Berg Motors, Junction City, Oregon. No, you don't need to get in here. No. Look at those floors. So he pulled the carpet up just to check the floors and stuff like that. There's the gas pedal right there. See, like, there's just all this little stuff. I mean, it's all here. Check that out. That's the original cable pull switches for the Warren. See that right there? I don't know if the camera will pick that up or not. Original K&H brake controller. And the mileage, so here's a little fun fact for you too. And you guys, if you guys know these trucks, you know this. Let's see if I can get in there. Oops, there goes the microphone. Okay, anyway, it says 06448.4. All those numbers line up very, very cleanly. The 4 has been moved and the 8 has been moved. This is more than likely has 106,000 miles on it. These are only 5-digit odometers, so it's hard to tell. Now, the next thing you do is you go look at the brake pedal and you look at the gas pedal. The amount of brake pedal wear right there tells me it's 106,000 miles. But if you look at the dash, no cracks, headliner's still intact. This is perforated cardboard. This is usually ruined. Original factory sliding rear window. This is the factory one because it's the 2-piece that goes left or right. The aftermarket ones are the like 4-piece that have the little slider in the middle and the little slider in the middle. This is the whole glass slides open. Let's see if I can do it for you guys. Okay, there we go. See that? The whole window, and you can go the other way too. Pretty cool. Bucket seats with the armrest console. Red interior, AC. See this in 71, these are still metal, not plastic. Still has a steering column trim, automatic like I said. I mean, this thing's got it all. AM, FM radio. These door panels have to be recovered, you know, that type of stuff. No big deal. Original tailgate. It's got the trim piece. There's the original spare. That tailgate is straight as an arrow. This bed has one little, yeah, I said it. Right over there, very minor. You can look down the sides though, look how straight that is. I bet Doug takes these off and, you know, does something there. Tail lights, those are in the truck. Those are the original ones, but they're in the truck. But look at the bed floor. I mean, I don't want to call it out, but like you East Coast guys, and I know there's plenty of East Coast guys that watch the channel, this is like gold plated bed right here for an East Coast truck. And then it's got the original, they called this waffle stamp. This is the waffle stamp rear bumper. So that you can put the hitch ball there, which is what most people did, but then they also had the tow package. That's the factory tow package. He had both. So I mean, he literally checked every box, you know. Get you an overall look here. I know this video is long and I'll zip my lip here in a second, but I just wanted you guys to get the overall, and we'll close her out here. Great story, great truck. It's going to an amazing guy in an amazing home, and it's going to live on, and it's going to continue to do what it always did, which is tow and haul and have normal work truck duties, which is what Doug will use it for. All right. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for liking and